Excuse me a minute, ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention for a few moments. I need to make a few announcements. First, and certainly most important, we need you to turn off all your cell phones, pagers, and beepers. Who cares? I guess doctors. Okay. Secondly, during intermission, there will be concessions and various merchandise from Winter's play, I'll Be Home for Christmas, sold in that hallway right there. This hallway, however, you can't really go into because it's the only place that us parts of the cast have to stay in and be comfortable in. The bathrooms will, of course, be open in this hallway, but again, stay out, please. Okay, now you may be wondering who I am. My name is Phil Lofton. I directed tonight's play. The circumstances surrounding tonight's performance are a little unusual. I was very flattered when I was approached by Mr. St. John, a friend of 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 Mr. Griffith's, our incredibly talented musical director here at Covenant Christian High School. You see, I was very if you'll notice on your program, this is a kicker. You'll love this one. If you'll notice on your program, Murders in the Air, the name of tonight's play, Heir, spelled H-E-I-R. Get it? Tough crowd. Well, as I was saying, I was very flattered when I was approached by Mr. St. John to direct his play's premiere. Actually, it was a work in progress, and there were changes and rewrites made throughout the entire rehearsal period. And while it was very exciting to be involved in this new work, to tell you the truth, it put quite a strain on myself, the playwright, and most importantly, the cast.
Got that right.
Dude, quiet, Brunetti, okay? Actors should be unseen and unheard until the curtain opens. I'm sorry. Listen, the cast and I are feeling a little nervous because, well, it's not quite finished. Oh, don't worry, it will go on. The show will go on. The show must go on, as someone once said. I don't know who. I couldn't get my hands around a wiry little neck, though. I'm sure it would make me a lot happier. You see, it's a murder mystery, and most of the characters have incredible motives to kill well, you'll see who. And since many characters have great motives to kill this person, there would obviously be different endings for each of these characters. We performed each of these endings for Mr. St. John during the rehearsal period when we got to that point, but he still couldn't make up his mind which character should be the killer. And as the performance date got closer and closer and closer, the tension in the air that's spelled A-I-R, got so thick that you could cut it with a knife, and Mr. St. John had what I'm sure will prove to be a temporary nervous breakdown. The reason he's not here with us tonight is because he's in a very nice place under heavy sedation, surrounded by thick padded walls. You see, some people have all luck. The cast and crew and I are here, though. We're determined to bring you a great show, even if it kills us. That's just a figure of speech, of course. Okay. Well, this brings me to the reason of my being up here. The only important reason I'm up here. You see, since Mr. St. John couldn't make up his mind which character should be the killer, we need your help. If you've looked on your seats, at any time when you were coming in, or now, you can do it now, you'll see that we've put a piece of paper, a small piece of paper, with names written on it, a ballot of sorts. As you watch the first act, as I've said earlier, you'll see that various characters have great motives to be a killer of a character who will, in fact, be dead by the time that the first act is over. What we want you to do, as soon as intermission starts, is we want you to take out your pencils or pens or, I don't know, cave stone, whatever your preference may be, and check off which character you think is the killer. We'll tabulate them quickly, and for the second act, we'll perform the scene at the end that has the character the majority of you chose as the killer. At least, we hope that's what will happen. To tell you the truth, it got incredibly confusing during rehearsal time.
It's a wonder we didn't kill a playwright.
Dude, that's enough, okay? Come on. Yeah. Okay, look, before I flip out some more and go crazy just like the playwright, we should get this started. If you look, I reserved myself a seat on the front row, just in case things get a little shaky, which they won't, but better they are on the side of caution. Okay, so enjoy tonight's play. Are we ready, guys?
As ready as we're gonna be.
Okay, then let's do it. Places. Lights.
In the garages like you told me to, as I told you. Oh, why waste my breath? You're dripping water all over the foyer. Why did you enter through the front door, Rufus? I've told you 1,000,000 times that servants are not to enter through the front door. Well, I reckon I forgot. Says it's really raining out there. I am aware of that. It now looks as though it has been raining in here as well, thanks to you. You're welcome. Go back out the way you came and maneuver yourself around to the back door. Do you think you can manage that? Well, I don't know, but I suppose I'm gonna find out. When the final guest, young Mr. Simon, arrives, I'll summon you so you can park his car for him. Oh, good! While I'm waiting, I'll sit by the stove and see if I can grow gills. Don't be impertinent. How can I be if I don't even know what that means? Just do as you're told. Go to the kitchen and wait there until I call for you. The back door. That man is an idiot. I hear that!
This one, Minerva. On the coffee table. Carefully. Oui, madame. I think everything is ready. Well, you think wrong. Place the cups on the saucers, so all we'll have to do is pour the coffee. Oui, madame.
The others are coming down. Ms. Van Zant has informed me that Mr. Starkweather wishes the staff to be present as well.
He wants the servants here?
Precisely. Even Rufus. Had I been informed of that sooner, I would have asked him to take a bath. But he has been out in the rain parking cars, so perhaps that might have helped.
If you ask me, though, his flood wouldn't help.
Be that as it may, I shall summon him and Mrs. Trent.
Why would Mr. Starkweather want the servants to be here? I'll pull out my crystal ball and let you know. Do you remember what I told you when you first came to work here?
Oui, madame. Do as you're told and don't ask questions.
Exactly. Stick to that.
I will, Minerva.
Oh dear, I never know what to wear on special occasions. I suppose Uncle Simon's inviting us here is a special
suppose so, when you consider that most of the time he treats us like lepers.
You think Uncle Simon treats us like jungle cats?
Not leopards, Mother. Lepers. Don't worry about it. You look fine.
I do? Oh, thank you, son.
Tell you one thing. If we should ever inherit this mausoleum, the first thing we'll do is call up the Addams family and let them know it's on the market.
Counting chickens, are we?
Minerva, we didn't see you in your young, attractive helper.
Nancy is a nice girl, and I mean for her to stay that
I'm
way.
sure I don't know what you mean.
I doubt that.
I don't understand.
I believe that. Miss Fiona, why don't you follow me and have a seat? I'll bring you a cup of coffee.
Coffee, that sounds nice. It's a little damp in here.
That's because it's a lot damp out there. How do you take your coffee?
Mother prefers hers black. I like mine sweet. I'll flavor it myself.
Whatever.
Oh, what lovely horse divorce.
These are delicious. I'm glad you like those.
You're looking very pretty tonight, Nancy.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, please. It makes me feel as old as Great Uncle Simon. Call me Jourdan.
She'll call you Mr. Starkweather the way a proper maid should. If anyone calls you another name, it'll be me. And you don't really know which one I'm thinking.
Minerva, you never change.
Neither do you. More's the pity. Now take a seat next to your mother.
Yes, Drill Sergeant.
My goodness, Captain. I don't see how you all can stay living out here in the boonies, away from fine restaurants, movies, and shopping centers. Well, I get so depressed, I just sit down and weep.
It's not that bad, Paula. I stay here during the week and go to my apartment in town most weekends.
I am so relieved to hear that.
You see, I worked for a large corporation before Mr. Starkweather hired me as his personal secretary. And believe me, this position is much nicer.
Look what we have here. Two beautiful rays of sunshine. Ladies, you look beautiful.
I swear, Cousin Jordan, you are a rogue and a charmer.
Well, I do my best. Won't you join us?
Have a seat over there. You'll be safer. We'll bring you some coffee.
Thanks, Minerva. I'll take mine gladly.
Load mine down with some creamy sugar. I swear, I have an enormous sweet tooth.
Maybe that's where that corn syrup accent comes from.
And how are you this evening, Cousin Fiona?
What? Oh, I'm very well, thank you, Paula.
Well, that's just peachy. I swear, I don't know why we don't see more of one another. Seems like the only time we get together is for somebody's funeral.
Well, aren't all funerals for somebody?
Oh, shame on you. Don't be so morbid, Cousin Jordan. I'm just glad this weekend's an exception to the rule. For once, no one's dead.
So far, anyway.
It's okay, honey. We didn't spill any.
What did you mean by that remark, Jordan?
Oh, nothing. It's just that when you called to tell us that Great Uncle Simon wanted Mother and me to stop by Starkweather Mansion for the weekend, at first, I thought you were going to tell us that he had, well, passed on.
You wish.
I started to pack my new black dress.
It was a natural assumption. The old boy is getting up in years and in bad health. I was relieved to find out he was still with us.